I am not 100% sure where this video is going to end up. I have a particular thing to say, or rather a particular thing to discuss, but knowing full well what I'm like when I make videos like this without any trace of a script, this could end up in one of 100 different places. So let's jump straight into it. I had an interesting conversation with someone at work a couple of days ago. Incidentally, this is me in my work clothing. This is what I wear to my day job, my work in an office, sit behind a desk like any regular Joe email job. Funny thing that happened at work was I was talking to one of my colleagues, and this colleague and I have been friends for quite some time, and it's just marvellous that we happen to work in the same place now. Her husband and actually all of her children have been to see me perform at Castro's in Wollongong. So that whole family has been around me in drag. And her husband recently commented, or remarked rather, to her that I was a more confident person when I was dressed as a woman than I appear to be when I'm dressed as a man. What I said to her, and what I'm about to say to you all now, is not that I'm a more confident person when I'm in drag. On the contrary, I have the exact same level of confidence in and out of drag, really high. It's more that when I am in drag, I can get away with saying and doing a wider variety of things. I am not the type of drag queen, and I have a fairly poor opinion of the types of drag queens who will walk into a room or walk into a club and expect everyone there to turn around and look at them. You know, I don't like to walk in and I'm holding a pen. This is weird. Whenever I do a video, I have to fiddle with something on the desk, so yeah, you will forgive me, please, if at some point randomly a Converse sneaker appears at the bottom of the screen floating around because I'm playing with it. I do have a very poor opinion of not just drag queens, people in general, who will walk into a room and pull the whole, I'm here, you can all relax, I'm here, pay attention to me, look at me, routine. I really hate that shit. I do expect when I walk into the club that people will notice me, but that's because I perform at that club and 80% of the people at that club know who I am. And I'm there to be the entertainment and to be the hostess and all of that business, so I would find it unusual if I were to walk into the club and nobody was to look at me. Then by that same token, I would never walk into the club and expect them to look at me. No, see, that doesn't work, because I've just said that I would be surprised if they didn't. Therefore, I do expect them to look at me. How are you going to dig yourself out of this one, Victoria Vogue? I know. I expect people to notice me when I walk into the club, but I don't do anything particular to try and make them notice me. I don't announce the fact that I've arrived. I just arrive and assume that because I am the entertainer, hostess, whatever, that people will notice me. And that's the way it should be. That's cool. I'm happy with that. I'm not going to walk in and scream my name in an attempt to steal the limelight. Anyway, coming back to the main point. When I'm in drag, I do behave differently because that's just the way it goes. You put on a wig and you put on a corset and you put on shoes and you just start to behave differently. And there's nothing whatsoever wrong with that. I'm not doing anything wrong. Hopefully, I am not offending anyone. I am not harassing anyone. I'm not, I'm not throwing someone against the wall and grabbing them in places that they wouldn't want to be grabbed. I'm not that kind of drag queen. I'm not that outrageous. But I am typically, when I'm in drag, a louder person. I am a more vocal person. I am definitely a person with more presence. But that's not to say that's not that's not to say that I am more confident. It's just that because I'm in drag, I'm behaving in a slightly more exaggerated manner. Because that I've touched on this in videos on all 3 channels to which I upload, my main channel, the Queen Chat, and this channel. I'm certain I've mentioned it on all of those channels at some point. When I'm in drag, I am not a completely different person. I am just myself amplified in some very obvious ways, but also personality-wise. Me being in drag is an amplified version of my already very confident and over-the-top personality. So there you go. That is my response to the notion that I am more confident as a woman than I am as a man. And I can't believe I've never done this in all the time that I've been uploading videos to YouTube. I've been doing this for more than a year now, and I've never actually asked my audience, viewers, subscribers, fans, whatever you want to call them or yourself, I've never actually asked drag queens who are watching me how they feel, which is kind of a wasted opportunity, really, because I do know that there are a lot of drag queens and cross-dressers and transvestites and transsexuals that watch me, I suppose, because they can in some way relate to me. I don't know. But I would be very interested to know, to any drag queens, cross-dressers, whatever, watching, if you consider that you are more confident when you're in whatever, when you're in face, when you're in drag, when you're in when you're cross-dressing, whatever. Are people more confident that way? Personally, I'm not, but I would really be genuinely interested to hear what other people think. So, yes, please do let me know down there. So I'm going to go edit, cut, print, upload, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.